Potential Supreme Court decision that has led to nationwide protests. A leak of an opinion draft shows is that the high court could end Roe v. Wade and put abortion in the hands of states.
Tonight, we are learning Tennessee has plans in place to act should the justices go through with that decision. Sabrina Majore has the story.
Josh and Kim, activists spent much of yesterday night protesting the leaked opinion in Miller Park, calling it an infringement on rights women have exercised for 50 years, while those on the other side of the debate say the draft opinion would right a wrong that became law.
My body, my choice.
A rally called for more than 150 Chattanoogans who gathered in Miller Park. This after Politico leaked this draft court opinion by Justice Samuel Alito that maintains Roe v. Wade should be overturned and should not be constitutionally protected.
It was a flawed decision from the very beginning.
It's an opinion Charles Wysong with the American Rights Coalition says rights a wrong. He spent 9 years working to close Chattanooga's last abortion clinic that was once located in this space that's now the National Monument for the Unborn.
This leaked opinion is really coming back and strengthening the laws and order of liberty in our country.
In Tennessee, the consequences of this draft getting adopted would be far-reaching. 30 days after this gets adopted, abortions would effectively become illegal in Tennessee, with no exceptions for rape or incest.
The closest states to Tennessee that do not have trigger laws on the books are North Carolina and Illinois.
Activists protesting the draft says it comes down to a woman's right to medical privacy, an idea that was foundational in the Supreme Court's decision to enact Roe v. Wade back in 1973.
We not only have our bodily rights stripped from us, but also privacy rights as well.
Now, Tennessee's trigger law does allow for legal abortions in cases of medical emergencies, but any doctor found guilty of performing an abortion that is not due to a medical emergency could face 3 to 15 years in prison.
For people convicted of DUI, this after the woman convicted of driving drunk and killing her son was charged with driving under the influence a third time. Eric Price shows us her reaction and took her concerns to lawmakers. Eric.
Kim, after a Bradley County woman's third charge for DUI, some lawmakers agreed that there should be harsher punishments for those that get multiple DUIs. But one senator says there will be always work to do in legislation when it comes to drunk driving.
I don't want the pain and the hurt of not having Dustin here with us, to happen to anybody else.
This week, these court documents show Tiffany Azaza was arrested for her third DUI since 2010. Her license was already revoked. 12 years ago, she drove drunk and killed Dustin Ledford.
I was hoping that she had changed, hoping that she could come out, be a productive member of society, and become a mother to those children that she had missed 6 years of their lives.
Kim Ledford pushed for Dustin's law to increase those penalties in Tennessee, but it didn't pass. Izaza served 6 years after her first offense and 6 months after her second. But documents show her original sentences were longer. But now with the third offense, Senator Bell says she could be serving 8 to 30 years.
But I think the prosecutor and the jury and judge will look pretty harshly on her.
One law that does take effect this year is Bentley's Law, sponsored by Representative Mark Hall. It means that drunk drivers are required to pay child support if a parent is killed.
We need to actually get their attention and let them know that when you get behind the wheel in the state of Tennessee, that you've got to be accountable for your actions.
Senator Bell says DUI law changes in the last few years could give Azaza more time, but adds there will always be more work to do when it comes to DUIs.
There are people out here who've been arrested 5, 6, 7 times and spend multiple years in jail, and then get out and just go back to drinking again and driving.
Now, Kim Ledford says she won't give up to get even more DUI legislation passed in honor for her son.
I feel like Dustin's face has been spit upon. I feel like we've been spit upon, and it's just time to get some things changed.
Cody Wamp with a win last night. She beat out incumbent Neil Pinkston in the district attorney's race on the Republican side. Today, we caught up with Cody Wamp to talk about her win.
As News Channel 9's Sam Pena explains, Wamp is already planning for what happens if she wins the general election.
The heated primary between DA Neil Pinkston and Cody Wamp came to a close, with Wamp securing a landslide victory. As she celebrates with her family, she says her eyes are focused on the future and the changes she'll make if elected.
just grateful, humbled today by all of the support.
A young gun gunning for the DA's office, hoping to bring some new blood to the Hamilton County Courthouse.
I'd like to pull some prosecutors in from around the state.
33-year-old Cody Wamp, one of the youngest candidates on the ballot, ran on the campaign promise to try more cases. Her plan to accomplish that goal? Experienced prosecutors.
I think it is really unique if you can prosecute in another county, and then like I did in Bradley County, and come back to Hamilton County and understand what we do different, what we do wrong, what we do well here.
With over 51,000 cases handled in the Hamilton County court system each year, her prime focus is reducing the caseload. But she says it's a task she can't do alone.
Good leadership is about advisors and having the right people around you. And I've admitted from the beginning, I don't have all the answers, and I can't do this by myself.
And her youth and inexperience was targeted by her opponent.
If I were to hire in my office today, she would be one of the least experienced prosecutors that I had in the entire office.
The young age, a theme in this year's primaries, after a victory in the mayoral Republican race by her 35-year-old brother, Weston.
I'm 33, Weston's 35, but we both are prepared for this.
And although they'll still have to face Democratic challengers, she hopes it's a positive sign for younger candidates.
I'm proud of this county for voting for two young people for two key races.